This is 4 down territory, 4 questions, 4 topics. My guy Louie Tee here is going to take a crack at them. The Green Bay Packers start off the season 6-0, but have since dropped their last 3 games, including a game to the Lions last week, a team that had only won 1 game before the matchup against the Packers. Is this an indication that the Packers are now seeing the impact of a team without Jordy Nelson?
Among other things, yeah, they're struggling in a number of areas, and I think something that a lot of people are starting to allude to is the fact that Mike McCarthy isn't calling the plays.
Yeah.
But I challenge them to the fact that they started the season 6-0 without Mike McCarthy calling the plays. So I think it's a situation where the injuries are really starting to catch up with them. At certain points of the season where the competition gets a little bit tougher, and yeah, you can beat San Diego and you can beat a Bears team that isn't prepared or a Kansas City Chiefs team that's struggling with injuries of their own. But what happens when you play the Denver Broncos on the road or the Panthers on the road, or now a Lions team coming off of a bye that maybe is recharged, and that's family business. And so you're seeing them struggle now with different things, and I think it's all starting to come to a head right now in Green Bay.
And you're seeing a huge breakdown now with that offensive line. A lot of pressure they're allowing up the middle. Aaron Rodgers not getting the protection he needs. He's starting to scramble a lot more than you would like as a coach. They're not getting the running game going. Eddie Lacy has not been consistent from the backfield. So that's something they have to establish, the running game, in order to get the passing game to be a lot more effective for them.
Absolutely. It'd be a nice help to get some production out of Eddie Lacy. He's been dealing with injuries all season long. They're going to get Andrew Quarless back at the tight end position. That's going to help them immensely because guys aren't winning one-on-one matchups outside of Randall Cobb. These guys aren't separating from defensive backs. Devontae Adams, he's catching a slew of hitches. He's not getting away. He's not breaking tackles. They need guys to step up and make plays, and right now that's not happening in Green Bay on a consistent basis.
Another team we see struggling after a strong start is a team that you had your bet on, the Denver Broncos. Now having lost their last 2 games, and Peyton Manning still struggling, only completing 5 passes for 35 yards and 4 interceptions, got yanked in the third quarter. Has Gary Kubiak conceded that Peyton Manning cannot run this offense? And if that's the case, does anything change moving forward?
18 can run the offense. Peyton Manning can run Gary Kubiak's. Is he going to run Gary Kubiak's offense as precise and to a T as he would like him to? No. I mean, Peyton's 39 years old. He can't run and meet that mesh point on those stretch handoffs and play action fake 30 times a game. But there's a compromise that they found with the pistol shotgun formation and Peyton doing all of the things out of there. I think this has nothing to do with Gary Kubiak's offense and more to do with just Peyton Manning getting up there. And Father Time is tapping him on the shoulder. Hey, your time's up. And so you're dealing with an injury to his foot, and now you're talking about him making – and the thing that I struggle with Peyton Manning right now is decision-making.
Yeah.
He's making poor decisions with the football, and that's something we're not accustomed to.
Certainly not accustomed to seeing Peyton Manning throw 9 touchdowns and 17 interceptions thus far in the season. But let's move along to the Falcons, another team that started off strong, 5-0, now have lost their last 3 out of 4 games, including a back-to-back loss to 2 of the worst teams in the league, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the 49ers. Is this team unraveling?
I think unraveling is a strong word. Let's say they're getting comfortable, okay? Sometimes when you're a team that steps out of their comfort zone or steps out of their lane, I think the Falcons looked around at 5-0 like, Packers, Patriots, Bengals? What are we doing here? We're not supposed to be among these elite teams, because what happens when you become a team that is hunted and not the hunter? They came into this season with no expectations. And now all of a sudden you look around and you're the biggest game on that team's schedule. It's tough for a team like the Falcons to make that adjustment. They have to cut back on the turnovers. Hopefully the bye week will give them a chance to recharge the battery and start making better decisions with the football.
And we're seeing this team become stagnant offensively. They're not moving the ball up the field. Everything became so much slower the last few weeks, and this team has not scored a first quarter touchdown since week 4. That goes to show they've got to find a way to get started and get going early. Let's move along to the Dallas Cowboys, a team that is 2-7. Any other team, we'd be saying stick a fork in it. But Cowboy fans still seem to have a lot of hope in Tony Romo coming back and saving the season. Is that even a possibility at this point?
They play in the NFC East. Anything is possible in the NFC East division. But to say that they have a realistic shot is a long shot, because you look at this team, They have 7 losses on the season. I think the NFC East, as bad as it is still a 9-win division. That would mean they would have to run the table and win 7 straight games. Their games down the stretch are tough. I just don't see the Dallas Cowboys being able to do that. And they've got some turmoil in their locker room as well. I'm done with the Cowboys.
You know what? Call us Redskins fans, but I don't think anybody has faith in this team running the table, especially considering they've blown a lead in the last 4 games. That's the first time that it's happened in this franchise's history.